talk about how you don't have to be a teacher to home educate your children. Most of us don't have a teaching qualification, and yet we can successfully educate our children all the way through to grade 12 level. So why is this possible? And I think the first thing to highlight to parents is that you get to do your education over and you actually become a co-learner with your child. And your most important role, I think, is to actually just be their biggest cheerleader and to encourage them and to be enthusiastic and to try and motivate them so that eventually they learn all the skills they need to be able to take over and become self-motivated and, diligent young people. So it's quite different to school, where the teacher stands up and has to be an expert and dump all this information into little children's brains.
I was thinking that one of the biggest functions that we fulfill is being a resource finder. So when the child says, I really would like to fill in the blank, you can find the resources in terms of the living books or the YouTube clips or the person that can come alongside them and teach them that. We had carpenters teach our son carpentry because he just had this major interest, and another one went and apprenticed a bit for baking and that sort of thing with a chef. And I think that that's one of the things that when we give our children lots of freedom in what they want to learn and how they want to learn and when they want to learn it, that becomes one of our jobs, is to pull the things together, whether it's a tutor because they're doing Cambridge later on or whatever, but we are a resource finder for them the older that they get. And when they're young, look, I had a terrible school career. I hated every single moment of being in an institution. I just didn't fit the mold, and bucked at it and at the authority. It just was not fun. So for me, I walked out though from my schooling career with two things, a love of reading and a love for geography. But through homeschooling, just like you said, you get to redo it because you are going on all these wonderful adventures that your children are actually taking you on, So yes, sure, we choose some stuff and we fill in a gap here and we fill in a gap there, but you get to redo everything. And I know not everybody has a horrible schooling story like I do, but it's just either way, you just have such an exciting adventure when you are homeschooling, instead of thinking I've got to stand at that blackboard, or I've got to sit and mark work, or I have to prepare lessons every night. That it doesn't have to look like that.
Yeah. I think choosing materials and resources that also make it easy for you as a mother is also a good idea, so that you're not doing that preparing lessons and you've just got you find the resources that make it easy for you. You open the book, you read with your kids, you do whatever you need to do, and it's fun and it's light and it's not a big burden on you. So I think quite different.
Yeah, quite different. And the one thing though, just in terms of the alternative, is that bringing a program like CAPS or Cambridge into the home takes away that wonderful adventure, because you're now being told that this is what you have to do every single day. But the bigger problem, I think, with those programs is that it assumes that you have what you mentioned right at the beginning, all this teacher training and all this specialist knowledge that you need to give. And I've seen more often than not parents who choose to have these highly structured school at home programs. What happens is that they always feel like they're on the back foot. They're not empowered. They feel like they don't know what they're actually doing, and they spend hours trying to understand the material before they can teach it. And I think that kind of robs the family of a lot of joy in saying, we're going to do our maths, we're going to do our reading, we're going to do our writing, and then we're going to go on this great adventure. And you've chosen all of these wonderful things to go on. So yeah, you're not going to teach much, but you're definitely going to learn a lot.